Okay, yeah, welcome everyone to this week's ChainSync. Think Misha is not will not be here with us today. He's taking some days off. Okay, let's get an update from everyone first. Yeah, Michael, can you give us an update?
Yep, I've been working on finishing the validator selection stuff, so I hope to get a pull request put in for that by the end of the week. Yeah, mostly at this point it's just making sure all the tests pass and cleaning up some like configuration stuff, but I think it's going pretty well.
Okay. Yeah, I want to ask whether this includes the change to the transaction structure.
No, this is introducing a new action type for staking as chunk only, and so it'll require either a new transaction or a new staking pool contract that knows about this, or at some future point the staking pool contract will need to be updated to submit this type of transaction if the pool wants to become chunk only.
Oh wait, I got confused. Are you saying it's included or not included?
Well, so I'm creating a new variant of the action enum.
Oh yeah, so it's included in your pull request, right? Or the pull request you plan to submit.
Yes, that is included, but it's not going to be used anywhere except for like in tests.
Okay. Yeah, I want to. That might, if it's included, yeah, that might actually. Okay. Yeah, we need to double check whether it breaks any of the tools, because it would change the. I suppose it's. Yeah, if it's a new feature, it should probably be fine.
Yeah, adding a new enum variant should always be backwards compatible, right?
I mean, depending on where you add it, right? So I guess just want to make sure it doesn't change the transactions, how transactions are serialized.
Right. Yeah. I don't think it should.
Okay.
But if you let me know what parts you're concerned about, then we can make sure that those are tested.
Yeah, I don't think on near core level it should affect anything. It's more like I'll check whether tools are affected.
I see.
Okay. Let's see. Yeah. KPR, can you give us an update as well?
Yes, sure. So basically, I'm working on testing Epoch Sync, and I found that some of Epoch Sync tests passed by mistake, and the mistake was, yeah. So it it happened because sometimes Epoch Sync finished improperly. However, after several epochs, the discrepancy between nodes were too high, and standard state sync started, and it finished successfully. And after it, the nodes were synced. So that's why for now, what I'm working on is...
I see.
Yeah, so basically I need to update state machine to make sure that we will not go to state sync avoiding epoch sync. And also I need to update reset heads post state sync function. I guess it will be something like reset heads post epoch sync instead. Yeah, so I don't want to to allow both this situation possible. So I mean that state sync after epoch sync and without epoch sync. We want to make sure we always run state sync after epoch sync.
We always run state sync after epoch sync. Is that actually is that actually what we want? Do we always start the syncing in epoch sync, or rather, do we always try to do epoch sync first?
Yeah, so it's now what we what we discussed. However, as we're working on in a way to affect as many things as little things as possible. So for now, I have epoch sync in separate function, which is running on init. And now I found that it's important on current step to put epoch sync in a common sync state machine.
I see, but we don't always want to run state sync, right? For example, like if you are just less than one epoch behind, it probably doesn't make sense. Like, and you cannot actually run state sync to get new state. Like if you run state sync, you would just override your current state.
Yes, sure. It definitely checks. Do we actually need to run the current syncing procedure? So, however, I want to make sure that we check all. I mean, we have a linear way of executing sync steps, and all of these syncing steps understand inside of them, do they need to do something or not? For example, for now, epoch sync not do anything if it's executed on the very beginning, because there were no epochs created, right? Except Genesis. And in this case, epoch sync just finished without asking for finalization requests.
I see. Wait, are you saying that's a problem, or are you saying that's intended?
What exactly?
That it doesn't do anything when you on the Genesis epoch.
Yeah, this is intended. This is what we actually wanted to reach. This is an example. How can we start all syncing procedure steps and decide inside of each syncing procedure what we should actually do in current situation.
I see. But would we run epoch sync if we are one epoch behind, but less than 2 epochs behind?
For now, so which circumstances can I mean, force us to do that?
Well, it doesn't. I mean, are you talking about when this could happen? I mean, it could happen. For example, your node crashed for some reason, and then you didn't notice immediately, and you noticed later. You restarted the node, and now it's more than 1 epoch behind, but less than 2 epochs behind. Yeah,
we definitely need to start epoch sync and download light client blocks to understand what's the difference between actual head, right?
Yep.
And only after that we can decide, do we need to run state sync on top of it or not?
I see. So but are you changing the state sync logic, or are you just leaving it as is right now?
I don't want to change state sync logic. However, I still need to update reset heads post state sync function.
I see.
And I guess I just changed an order a little bit of what's happening in a state machine.
I see. Well, I mean, the reason I ask is that I think the invariant would be broken if in the scenario where I talked about, because your light current head would sync into the next epoch, but you're not going to run state sync because the current state sync logic says if you're within 2 epochs behind, you will not run state sync.
Yeah, so what I'm talking about, that we anyway need to understand how far now we are from the head. That's why we need to start epoch sync. Then download light client blocks. And then after that, we can decide what to do. Do we need to start epoch sync or not? If there are too many epochs, we will start state sync. If not, we will continue to the next stage.
Okay. Yeah, I suppose that's fine.
So in other words, the main idea is to try to go inside of each step of syncing.
Yeah, I see.
And then decide inside of this step, do we need to do anything?
I see. Yeah. I think that works. Yeah, I was somehow think that you would trigger reset state after post epoch sync or something, and then that'll probably be a problem. But yeah, seems like it should be work fine. Okay. So what do you plan to do next?
So I'm changing state machine a little bit and update function post state sync function.
No, reset heads, right? It's not data.
Yeah, reset heads.
Okay. So what exactly what are the change to the heads?
Yeah, so basically we at least we completely improperly understand tail and chunk tail, because they are very dependent on epoch sync, what is in epoch sync finalization response. And also, I don't think we need to run it after state sync. I think we will change it to reset heads post epoch sync instead.
I see. So after state sync, the heads wouldn't be reset.
Yeah, so I think as we sync into, as we know sync hash, and we already prepared everything for state sync, I think it would not affect too much.
But you still need to update head. You still need to update head, right?
Yes, for now, head is updated in epoch sync.
What? But then that's
that's
kind of weird. But then you have head is updated, but you don't actually have the block.
Yeah, I see. I'm mistaken with header head. Yeah.
Yeah. So what about the actual head?
I think it should be updated as well. So I'll see what will happen after change, and then decide.
Update. Well, but my point is that, I guess, are you saying it will be updated after state sync or after epoch sync?
Yeah. So my plan for now is to enable epoch sync in state machine running before state sync. And then understand which circumstances are changed and what needs to be fixed. It's a little bit complicated to discuss.
Sure. Yeah, sounds good. Yeah, we can definitely discuss this later.
Yeah, it may be two separate function. We'll see.
Okay.
Thank you.
Yeah. So I think I did some change to the RPC. I had a problem where if you try to view this accounts where the state's too large, it's just kind of finishing time. No, it also caused the resource usage to go up because the request would already be sent and then the computer will finish, but then a timeout error would be returned anyways. So fix that problem for now, and in the future might consider different way of serving state for view calls. Okay, yeah, I think that's it. Does anyone want to discuss anything? Okay, looks like no.